Friends, here we'll discuss NRE accounts which can be opened by non-resident Indians. So NRIs, those who have stayed abroad for 182 days in a preceding financial year and are still continuing to stay outside. They have gone for an indefinite period for a job, vocation or any business purposes. And PIOs, person of Indian origin, who has held Indian passport at any point of time, or his parents or grandparents were Indian citizen as per Indian Citizenship Act 1955, or his or her spouse in foreign country, right? So they are called NRIs, non-resident Indians, right? So we'll discuss here what all features are there, right? So non-resident Indian is a person resident outside India who is citizen of India. So who resides outside India who is citizen of a country other than Bangladesh and Pakistan or such other country as may be specified in the central government. So and PIO who was a citizen of India by virtue of Constitution of India and Citizenship Act 1955, or who belonged to a territory that became part of India after independence, that is 15th August 1947, who is a child, grandchild or great grandchild of a citizen who was citizen as per A and B. And PIO will include an overseas citizen of India card holder, right? OCI card holders within meaning of Section 7A of Citizenship Act 1955. So OCI card holder should also be a pension resident outside India, right? Could also be a person residing outside India. The overseas citizen of India, those who become foreign nationals, right? And they hold OCI card, they can also be there, right? So who can open these accounts? NRIs and PIOs, individual entities of Bangladesh and Pakistan, they require permission of RBI. They can be held jointly with two or more NRIs or PIOs as well as, and NRIs PIOs can hold them jointly with resident relative but with former survivor basis. Means former means till NRIs or PIOs are alive they'll operate, otherwise after their death resident will operate. A resident relative can operate the account as a power of attorney holder during the lifetime of the NRI and PIO. The power of attorney ceases with the death of NRI. So he can operate till the NRI or PIO is alive. So he can also give a power of attorney to any resident Indian also, right? So currency Indian rupees, types of accounts goes time deposits and demand deposits. Demand is current CASA and savings. RD and FD time deposits, right? So these rate of interest are decided by the banks. So from 1 to 3 years period of fixed deposit, however, banks are allowed to accept NRI deposits above 3 years from their asset liability point of view. So they can hold for 5 years, but it depends on their asset liability management. Permissible credits in NRE accounts, non-resident external accounts, oblique FCNRB accounts. Credits permitted to this account are inward remittances from outside India, interest accruing on account, interest on investment transfers from other NRE FCNRB accounts, right? So inward remittances, interest accruing on the account, interest on investment transfers, the maturity proceeds of investments, such investments were made from this account or through inward remittances only. Current income like rent, dividend, pension, interest will be considered as a permissible credit to his NRE account. So current income for which taxation has been accounted for this financial year only, not the previous financial years, only this financial year. Rent income, dividend, pension can be, interest can be credited, but subject to tax conditions, right? Income tax conditions. Only those credits which have not lost repatriable character, right? So they can be transferred. So this is all those permissions. Generally, it is inward remittances, right? Or any sale of investments which were invested through proceeds from outside India, and then maturity value can also be credited in NRE accounts. And these are fully repatriable. Permissible debits, local disbursements, remittances outside India, transfer to NRE, FCNR, other NRE, FCNRB accounts and investment in India. Repatriable without permission of RBI, taxability, there's no income tax, there's no wealth tax, there's no TDS also in this. Loans can be sanctioned to account holder third party without any limit, subject to usual margin requirement. These loans cannot be repatriated outside India, can be used in India only. Case of loan sanctioned to a third party, there should be no direct indirect foreign exchange consideration. NRI depositor agreeing to pledge his deposits to enable the resident individual firm to take such facilities. The loan against NRE accounts are also fixed deposit are also given, but they are to be used in India only. Cases of loan sanctioned to the account holder, it can be repaid either by adjusting the deposits or through inward remittances from outside. A facility for premature withdrawal deposit will not be available where loans against such deposits are availed. The loan shall include all types of fund-based and non-fund-based facilities also, right? So this is again a very unique feature of this. Loans outside India, authorized dealers may allow their branches corresponding outside India to grant loans in favor of NRIs. Third parties request a depositor for bona fide purposes against security funds held in NRE, FCNRB accounts in India, subject to usual margin requirements, whatever the margins are, LTV is there. The term loan shall include all types of fund-based and non-fund-based. So both loans outside and inside India can be given for fund-based, non-fund-based also. Operations by power of attorney in favor of resident. Operation in the account in terms of is restricted to withdrawals for permissible local payments or remittances of account holder himself through normal banking channel. Right. So he can send funds to account holder, but through normal banking channel or for any local withdrawals. If a person becomes from non-resident to resident, he comes back to India, NRE account should be designated as resident accounts, or the funds held in these accounts may be transferred to RFC account as the point of option account holder immediately upon return of the account holder to India by taking employment or a change in the residential status. So these NRE accounts has to be redesignated as resident accounts. So savings will be a normal savings, not NRE accounts, right? Similarly for fixed deposit. And if customer wants, they can be transferred to resident foreign currency accounts also, in foreign currency only, right? Opening of accounts by individuals, entities of Pakistan nationality, ownership, entities of Bangladesh ownership requires prior of RBI. And individuals of Bangladesh nationality can open an NRO account subject to individuals holding a valid visa, valid residential permit issued by Foreign Registration Office or FRRO, Foreigner Regional Registration Office. And minorities, recently law has been passed. Citizens of Bangladesh, Pakistan belong to minority community in these countries, namely Hindus, Sikhs, Buddhists, Jain, Parsis, Christians, residing in India and having a long-term visa or who have applied for long-term visa can also open NRO accounts, right? And they have to be reported to Ministry of Home Affairs on a quarterly basis. Opening of such accounts will be subject to reporting the details of the accounts to the Ministry of Home Affairs. An NRO current or savings account can be opened by a foreign national of non-national Indian visiting India. So any foreigner who funds are remitted from outside India through banking channels. This is a foreigner tourist visa. Foreigner tourist who has come on a holiday visa can open this NRO accounts in India. Balance in the NRO account may be paid to the account holder at the time of his departure from India, provided the account has been maintained for a period not exceeding 6 months. And it has will not be credited by any local funds also, right? What is SNRR account? How it is different from an NRO account? Any person resident outside India having a business interest in India can open a special non-resident rupee account, right? With an authorized dealer for a purpose of putting through bona fide transaction rupees which are in conformity with the provisions of the Act, rules and regulations made therein under, right? So again, for having business interest in India, any NRI, he can open this. Any person resident outside India can open this SNR, special non-resident rupee account, business interest in India for putting through bona fide transaction rupees. Opening of SNRR accounts by Pakistan and Bangladeshi nationals entities incorporated Pakistan and Bangladesh require prior approval of RBI. Types of accounts, non-interest bearing. No interest is paid on these accounts. Permissible transactions, debits and credit incidents, business proposed to be done by the account holder. Repatriable, it is fully repatriable. Tenure, concurrent to the tenure of the contract period of operations business of the account holder. In no case should exceed 7 years, right? The tenure cannot be more than 7 years. Otherwise, other than the approval of RBI, right? Following accounts are permitted: foreign diplomatic missions, diplomatic personnel, their family members in India may open rupee deposit with authorized dealers. So diplomatic missions, diplomatic personnel can open special rupee accounts, namely diplomatic bond accounts, also diplomatic bond accounts for facility purchase of bonded stock from firms, companies who have been granted special facilities by customers authorized for import of stories into bonds, right? Diplomatic missions personnel and the non-diplomatic staff who are in the nationals of the concerned foreign countries, hold offices, passport of foreign embassies in India, can open foreign currency accounts in India also. They can open foreign currency accounts. These accounts may be held in the form of current or term deposit account, and in the case of diplomatic personnel, non-diplomatic may also be held in the form of savings account also. They can be credited by inward remittances, transfers, right, from abroad, or from rupee account of the diplomatic mission in India. Funds held in such account is converted. Rupees account shall not be converted back into foreign currency. Funds held in these accounts, if converted into rupees, shall not be converted back into foreign currency. These funds in the accounts may be repatriated outside India without approval of RBI. Person resident in Nepal and Bhutan can open Indian rupees account with authorized dealers in India. An Indian company accept deposits from non-residents in compliance with Section 160D of the Companies Act. So FPO, foreign portfolio investor of foreign venture capital investor, both registered with SEBI under relevant SEBI regulations, can open and maintain a non-interest bearing foreign currency account for the purpose of making investment in accordance with the foreign exchange FEMA Rule 2019, right? Resident non-resident acquirers can open escrow account in INR with authorized dealers, banks in India as escrow agent for acquisition, transfer of capital instruments, convertible notes in accordance with the Foreign Exchange Management Act 2019 as amended. So they can open this account also, right? So this is all about NRI in details, non-resident Indians accounts. I think I've covered each and everything, not left anything. This is the latest on NRE accounts which can be opened by NRI as well as PIU. So any suggestions, any queries, please connect with me. I'll be glad to answer. Thank you.